Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Fed Day is upon us. Bitcoin looking like we want to go to 117,950 with a pump to the upside here on Bookmap. Get ready for the best, most amazing live stream, and then FOMC, 2 live streams today. Bang, bang, bang. Crypto lifestyle. We don't stop. Get them gains, get them M's. Let's go. Got a live trade here on BitTX. I'm going to the bottom of the channel here. Nothing too crazy. Whoa, 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 whoa. Looks like we ripped the all-time high. $118,000 is the liquidation point there. Gosh, we have a lot to discuss today, a lot to go over. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on it. Appreciate each and every one of you. Let me square this away here. Each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most... What the... Could you square that away for me? It's square. I guess it's the way the camera's up on me. Doesn't look the same over here. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on it. Appreciate each and every one of you for jumping on in. Bitcoin, 116,100 BTC. Funny, she said it's squared away. It's not. Not funny, man. Women is funny, man. Like, it wasn't squared away. Hey, it is what it is. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on it. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Most women are on point, man. They'd be like, yo, fix that. And my wife usually got me. God bless my wife, man. She's the best in the game. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. Let's break it down and let's look at what's happening here for BTC and break it down. All right. I like 116,000 here for BTC. Nice key level to look at. Can we hold? Are we going higher? Hey, BOOKMAP says we're going to liquidate all the way to 118,000. More likely we're going to a new all-time high than lower, in my humble opinion, but you never know. I got a live trade here on BitTinex right here with the bounce off this key level. It may make a right shoulder, take the dump, then whip back up for the bigger pump. We don't know exactly what's going to happen. It's $7 down right now. We'll see. Stop loss below the 200 moving average, which is basically the liquidation price, $500. It's not a big deal there. Something like that. And then the take profit up there at about 121. All right, 500 for 14, not a big deal on this smaller account. If you were trading a smaller account, I believe that would be a great way to do it. You do whatever makes you happy. Everyone always tries to make the big pay. I told you to sell that trade at 24,550 on the NASDAQ. We sold the basic top. No reason to get in yet until we see what happens with this rate cut. I would stay off the NASDAQ. I do trade it on BTCC. Shout out to anyone that trades on BTCC, one of the oldest exchanges in the game. Been there since 2014. No issues, no problems. People love it. It has a name and it has that time behind it. So there you go. If you really want that faith in an exchange, the BTCC is there for you. And they've been around for a long time, almost 10 years now for BTCC. Let's get that lemon in the water. Let's take that energy shot. Let's get going, huh? Let's get this day started, right? What is going on? I got a long streaming set ahead of me. Probably about 3.5 hours of streaming, so we got to bring it to you live. You know I bring it to you live. Forgot that little last action sip there. Okay, so Bitcoin. What's happening now? Let's take a look at BTC. Let's break it down from the beginning to the end, from the top to the bottom. We'll start with that monthly candle. We're right now a little over the monthly candle, and so far, it's going to close nicely green. Might even be the biggest candle in the history of Bitcoin, and right now it is. That'll be the biggest monthly close, the highest monthly close. No candle has ever closed this high in the history of BTC. See, this is history in the making right now as we speak, so no one talked about it. No one said Twitter was history. No one mentioned it. But this channel shows you what's happening. History in the making. The biggest monthly candle in history for Bitcoin. Yes, we've wicked above it, but we've never closed this high. If we close above 115,005, basically 115,750, it would be the biggest monthly close in the history of BTC. That's going to be absolutely amazing. I'm excited for that. And maybe we can get a continued push up. Maybe we take out the all-time high this month. It looks like September may be the month where we close a candle above these two wicks and start the breakout of the rising wedge on the monthly. Rising wedge on the monthly. Think about that. The parabolic indications of where that could go. I mean, right? And that takes you to about $187,000 BTC. That's a parabola. And we've been building this parabola for a long, long time. We could get a blow off top up into $200,000 BTC. To me, that looks like the likely move. Imagine doubling up on your Bitcoin if you buy around now. It's crazy, right? But the chances are pretty high. We have scarcity. We're 2.5 years from a halving. It's not even that far now at this point, and you have institutions buying. What, 160,000 Bitcoin a year come out? And they're trying to buy 500,000. It doesn't make sense. There's too many people trying to scoop up Bitcoin. Michael Saylor keeps buying it. You know? One thing I do want to talk about is free speech. Here on my channel, I am all about free speech, right? I made my living off of free speech. I talk every single day. And I am getting a little nervous here with what they're doing with the Charlie Kirk thing. You know, Attorney General says there's free speech and then there's hate speech. That's not true. I'm sorry. There's no such thing as hate speech. Even Charlie Kirk said it. Hate speech does not exist legally in America. There's ugly speech, there's gross speech, and there's evil speech. All of it is protected by the First Amendment. Keep America free. And now they're trying to say, like, if you said something or did something, and again, I'm a supporter, so I don't even have that problem, but I am also a libertarian. I am the Constitution first, my friends. I got to tell you right now, I am the Constitution first, okay? And First Amendment under attack, ugly and evil speech is protected whether you like it or not. Now, you can't threaten somebody, you know what I'm saying? But I just have to put this out here right now because I am about free speech, number one, okay? About free speech. So, you know, First Amendment protections for those celebrating, you know, horrible stuff. The First Amendment absolutely protects speech. It protects vile speech. It protects horrible speech. What does that mean? Is you cannot be prosecuted for speech, even if it's evil and, you know, in a horrible state. Now, if you threaten somebody, that's a little different. Or you move towards someone, that's battery. Everyone says assault and battery. Anyway, I want to just make this a point that I am an advocate of free speech, 100%. And God bless anyone that is, like my man Charlie was right here. You know, and I don't go by 100% of what he said. I'm my own man. I'm Sam Price. I have my own ideas. All right. But me and him probably aligned. If you drew two circles, there was probably about a 60% alignment. I love family. I grew up Catholic, Irish Catholic. You know, I believe in Jesus. I love Christ. You know, there was many, many things about what he said about love, light, and happiness. Again, I'm not trying to couple myself and say I'm 100%, but I am just want to talk about free speech right now. 100%. And I think this is a monumental time in our country. This is a monumental time for everybody. It's very important we protect free speech no matter what. No matter what. Don't let your own bias take away your ability to speak freely. Like, oh, they can't say this, so you know what I mean? I just want to make sure we're on the same sidelines here. We're about free speech 100%. All right, I just want to, and I know it's a little off topic for my channel, but I talk every day, and I'm out here every day. You know, I'm similar to what he did in a way. I'm out here preaching every single day. So I love you. I believe in you all, and I just want us all to also be free. I want America to stay free. And it gets scary when you start hearing governments tell you what you can and cannot say. You know what I mean? No matter what the subject matter has to be. You know what I mean? And I just got to put that out there. And one last thing I want to talk about, too, is that monument that was defaced. It's messed up. But here's the deal. If you're going to change the world, right? If I saw someone who was out there doing all these things I didn't like, and I could spend my whole day tweeting at him and telling everyone, he's bad, he's bad, he's bad, he's bad, right? Then I feed to the fire, I lower my energy, and I can't save anybody. But if I forget about that, like I don't focus on that, and I just build, like for just someone trying, say there's a crypto guy in the space, and all he does is he's likes to, you know, hurt people and scam people. And so you spend your whole day calling him out. How about you spend your whole day educating people how not to get scammed? So you don't feed into his fire. You re-educate on the right side. So I believe in, you know, if you see a monument you don't like, you don't go paint it. That's what a waste of your energy and time. Go build what you want to build. Go focus on what you want to build on. Anyway, we're going to break it down. I don't want to make this but I'm an American. I got a voice. I got power behind what I say, and I'm not going to sit here and just act like things aren't happening around me and just you know, talk about the charts and act like I'm just, you know, I'm a human being. And I represent America to the fullest. All right? Born, one of by land, two of by sea. I was born in Boston, man. Paul Revere, baby. You know? So I'm going to keep it real, 100. I'm going to keep it a buck. And I love America. So don't play with me when it comes to free speech. All right? And I will defend someone's free speech even if I don't agree with it. Because that's the American way. Okay? Period. So anyway, the monthly looks beautiful for a move here, up to 187,000. Sorry to take you off of the charts. I won't do it again. We'll be so focused for the rest of the day. God bless you. So we want this move up here to 187,000. It looks very likely for Bitcoin. Likely you could enter right now with a stop below 105 and ride that puppy to $187,000. Yes. It's likely you could make this trade right now as we speak. Okay, stop at 105. Take profit at 186, and you may be in that trade for probably 6-7 months. Looks like you get there by March, but man, oh man. And March is the likely culprit for the dump. That's usually when things just collapse. Sell in May and go away, and sometimes April is preemptive, so it is what it is, all right? Someone says, why dumping? Who cares? There's no reasons for things to happen. Just trade the probabilities. You're losing a key trend line, maybe. You know, who knows? Bad day to trade, right? It's sketchy. Looks like we're going to dump down to the 200 moving average. But we might bounce. I'll put my stop loss right below that wick. We'll see what happens here. Just kind of trading for fun, honestly, sometimes. You don't want to over-risk. I had a huge week last week, so I've just been kind of making small trades until I see a big pump coming to the upside here. I like these entries, but I want to see where they're going to position us. Let's move on into the 2-week chart. I love the 2-week. The 2-week looks good to go. Ready for action here. It does need to reset on the stochastics RSI, but you just want to see stochastics reset while we move on out. That is in a whenever you're in a very bullish scenario, like right here, see how the stochastics were overbought? Like right about here? They were high, right? They were curving at the top. You would think that was going to be a dump, right? You would have said, oh, that's the high. No, we pumped with the high stochastic area, right? That's what you're going to see in an anomalic. So what's going to happen here is this would turn a little bit. This will turn up a little bit. This is the anomaly most people can't see because I've been doing this for so long. The stochastics will turn a little bit, and that will be the rally, and then we'll be done. You see, that will be the rally, and then the weekly will collapse. Okay? Then we'll get a very strong bearish div on the weekly. Already kind of starting to form. I say we go up one more. I believe this is what I see happening here. Watch the RSI. Let me show you. This is some really key insights, so stay with me here. Even I have to track my own brain. It moves so fast. I'm like, wait, what are you telling me, brain? I want to hear too, like everybody else on the channel. You guys spike my brain to do this, so when you guys show up, my brain starts to feed me the information. It's like I get sparked by your viewership. It gives me adrenaline, and then it taps into the deep part of my subconscious. You guys change the show. Don't you understand? All of us together are quantum. Your feelings, your thoughts are being sent to the universe right to the show. I'm feeling all of you right now, every single moment of time. You guys are all on me all the time. I feel my trading group. I feel my community. I'm inside of the energy with each and every one of you. Don't you get it? I've put my life out forever. Like, I'm done. I gave a piece of my life away for this channel. Like, I'll never have my life to be mine. It'll all be all of ours now. I've shared everything. My ups, my downs. You guys know my family, my life. Let's go, baby. This is life. When you put yourself out there to the world gets to know you. Stop living in fear. Most people are afraid to show themselves to the world. They're afraid what people will think of them. They're afraid to be judged. You know what? I don't live in fear. I want to create. I want to learn who I am. I want to learn where the world is going. I want to push. And you can't do that if you're living in fear and you're not able to progress, because you're never going to see where you're going. You're going to be in the same place for the rest of your life. I'm all set with that. I'd like to find out where true progression leads. I'd like to push myself to the limits of life, and I hope you do the same. So we got oversold stochastics on the weekly and turning. We got lack of bearish momentum on the MACD. This all says that we're going to blast to the upside, that you can likely get into this trade right now. Can even move that stop up a little bit to 106. Will it take profit at 186,000? I would take a snapshot of this. Because no one is giving you this trade right now. Nobody. I don't see anyone giving you this trade for a movement to 185 with a stop below 106. That's an 8-to-1 risk-reward ratio. And again, you could probably take profits on the way up. Let's see where you could get out with 3-to-1s. Wow, we only need to get to like 140K for the 3-to-1 risk-reward ratio, which is most likely too. So how you want to take this, but it's showing that you're likely going to break this high before you break this low. There's hidden bullish divergence too here on the weekly. Let me show you what hidden bullish divergence is. You must understand hidden bullish. Hidden bullish is when you have a low and a swing low on the RSI. This indicator here is the RSI, okay? And then you have a swing up on price action. You match those exact angles there, and you can see that's a downtrend, that's an uptrend. Coincidentally, when you get this, you should be hitting a 618 Fibonacci retracement, which we did. And you should be getting an oversold stochastics RSI, which we did. Bitcoin did this exact same thing here, where I was able to call the bottom for you based off this structure. I drew my fib. I saw that we had come to the golden pocket 618 on the wick. I saw that we were oversold in the stochastics, and I saw that we had hidden bullish divergence on the weekly. RSI moving down, boom. I yet again called this bottom here years ago on my channel in front of everybody. I bought a $30,000 Bitcoin. And here you can see swing down to swing up. You can pull the fib, and you can see how we came right to the 618. So when I see us at the 618 on a weekly, when I see the stochastics below the dotted line, and when I see the RSI making a downward movement, matching the angle with an upward movement in price, I go all in. I went all in at 84,000. I went all in here in front of everybody live. I bought a half a Bitcoin live in front of everyone here for $15,000 or $16,000 there at 31,000. Okay, I bought a whole Bitcoin at 19K, all right, somewhere right around here. I bought a whole Bitcoin here at 84,000 in front of you, right? I did this to prove to you guys that I believe the TA was so solid. Look, I'm up huge on that $84,000 Bitcoin buy. I'm up $30,000 on one $84,000 buy in April, May, June, July, August. In 5 months, I beat the S&P. The S&P gives you 6% a year, right? I already made 30 grand off. I already made about 40% in less than a year. I'm teaching, if anyone followed that exact trade that I made with an entire portfolio, they would have beat the S&P. I would have beat every hedge fund in the game with that one call. It's stone cold Steve Austin out here, and people aren't seeing it because I give so many calls. It's like sand on the beach. They can't even understand how much value I'm giving because I think I overpour the value at this point. But bang, man, look at this. So I'm teaching you how I use structured time, and specifically the 1 week chart, the bigger time frames, because most people can't see this stuff. It takes like 10 or 20 years to really trade the weekly right. I'm telling you, because when you first get into the market, a day is a long time to you. You don't go just look at the weekly and the daily and say, oh, I got this. It doesn't work like that. You know what I'm saying? It takes time. So today is the FOMC meeting. The whole market is wondering what's going to happen, and everyone is sitting, and they got us. They're in control, right? Which is the facts. All about discipline. It's as easy as that. Love it. Hey, nothing's easy, man. Nothing's easy. My dad said to me, nothing is easy. The second someone says it's easy, get away from them. My father said it to me probably 4 or 5 times a week. Nothing's easy. He said it all the time. He said, no whining. Nobody wants to hear you whine, and nobody cares, man. Get that whole whine thing and get it out. Your friends don't care. Nobody's going to, hey, the hot water heater breaks tomorrow. Is anyone going to come and give you a hot water heater? No, you're going to have to spend the 2, 3, 4, maybe even $5,000 to fix it for your family. You might have a few good friends in your life, but the odds are nobody's going to come fix the hot water heater for you. All right? They all tell you they love you. They're all your friends, but no one's going to fork over $3,000 and say, hey, there's a few good people out there that would. I know a few good people that would be like, hey, man, they'd be down to $6,000 and they'd give you $3,000. I know people out there that would do that, but they're few and far between. They're very rare, and not many people have those people in their lives. So here's the deal. It's on you. If you're the man of the house, if you're the woman of the house, it's on you. Okay? Bitcoin dumping, not looking amazing. Trade probably stopped out. It is. And that's what you do. You want to get stopped out when you see a bigger dump. Looks like we're headed to the 1 hour 200 moving average. Kind of like a slanted head and shoulder. You see it? It's not perfect. It's a bit of a, but shoulder, head, right shoulder, it's a bit of a slanted, but it is what it is. If you can see it, it is what it is. If your mind can make it happen, it exists. That's what I want people to understand when it comes to trading. It's very similar to pool. You can see a shot in pool your opponent cannot see. But if you can conjure it up in your mind and then make it happen, I mean, they'll be, I mean, how could they even know? And then you hit the shot and you're like, man, I saw that. I saw it in my head, but you couldn't have seen it. And that comes from years of trading, of playing pool, right? Same, pool and trading have some similarities to them. There's probabilities. There's the time that you've been in the pool hall that give you an edge on everybody else because they just don't know how the balls move like you do. You understand more than they do. You know when they're likely going to scratch before they do it because you've seen it. You know the angles. So that's very similar to trading. Time in the market is better than timing the market. Like just playing pool more than everyone else will give you an edge than most, you know what I mean? You want to get good at something, just keep doing it. That's all I can tell everyone. Don't think, get disciplined and keep doing it. And then, add some intricate sauce in between. Find some experts once you get a handle over the traditionals and the fundamentals and then work on those. Okay? So the daily, let's talk about the 3-day. Let's talk about the 3-day. We talked about this bottom breaking out. We said this was your buy right there. We even said you could buy this candle with the stop below there. That played out. Remember the 3-day buy-in I gave you right here when this candle closed? I said we can get in right here. I still have that documented. You're still in the gains if you took that 3-day call. I mean, it's hard to hold that. I did not. I can't hold those long term. Very, very tough for me. All right. So here's the deal. See the stochastics moving to the upside on the 3-day chart? That's a bullish sign. Let's go over the bullish and the bearish scenarios. Bearish scenario is that you have a resistance right here that you just couldn't get back above 117. Could make a lower high, could roll us over. Could possibly be a shoulder, a head, a right shoulder. I got this creepy feeling like a black swan could hit us. Something that we just don't. I don't like premonitioning stuff because I don't want to put things out there into reality and then make them happen. You see? But I'm also somewhat like psychic. I can feel things. I could feel COVID before it happened. I told the world. No one believed me. I knew Bitcoin was going to hit 100K 10 years ago, man. 8, 9 years ago. Nobody believed me. I saw a lot of things in my life. I knew marijuana was going to become, a big thing, and I invested in it early in Canopy Grow Corp, and it started my journey into investing. I was front-running markets for a long time, speculating on where we were going. I front-ran the marijuana industry. I front-ran some type. I tried to front-run flying on corn oil, Alaskan corn oil. I had it for a second, but I didn't time the investment properly, and I did lose on that one, on Gevo stock. That was one of my big losses. I was worth 40 grand, and I lost about $15,000 when I was about 28. It hurt bad. I had saved all my money. I'd started saving. I eventually had 40 grand in savings. I couldn't believe I'd saved money. I had such a problem with saving throughout my 20s. I really wasn't a good saver in my 20s. I squandered all my money in my 20s. I wasn't good in my 20s. I did buy Bitcoin on the lows whenever I got a chance, but I didn't get introduced to Bitcoin until 8 years ago, and I'm 42. You know what I mean? So for all you lucky little Joes out there that are 22 years old that got into Bitcoin when I did, yeah, I see these kids, they're 30, like Carl LeVoot, he's 31. Man, I didn't have that opportunity. I mean, I could say maybe it was. I could have made it, but Bitcoin created such a fast shot of opportunity for people. And man, you kids in your 20s that got into Bitcoin at 25 years old, Bitcoin didn't exist until I was like, let's say 2009. All right, dang man, it's been so long now. How has it been that long? 16 years? Bitcoin's 16 years old, right? Does that make sense? Yeah. and I'm 42. So fine, I got into Bitcoin. I knew about Bitcoin, but I didn't know when it first came out, right? I learned about it I learned about gold and silver in 2008, and I started buying gold and silver, but I didn't know what Bitcoin was yet. I didn't know what Bitcoin was until late 2016, you know? And then I started understanding what was happening with the digital space. And I then put it all together. I said, oh my God, gold, silver, but oh my God, this is it. Was Bitcoin created by an intelligence agency to track us all in a blockchain? That's something that nobody wants to talk about. Is it possible? Or is it really the freedom chain? Is it really the option away from the central bank? You know, I don't know. Honestly, I'm still open-minded finding the truth. I'd like to believe it is the answer. But every time I believe I'm away from the powers of the world, they've got me trapped. And so I always want to ask myself, am I in their trap or am I in my own trap? You know, and they have such a big influence over me. They put me in a world they already control. Think about it. Now, I can escape through my mind thoughts and realms of the universe, and I can create a whole new reality in my brain and begin to live differently. That's what they don't like. That's why they control your brain, because when you start thinking differently, you don't live that reality. You don't have to live their reality. They wanted me to work a 9 to 5 and stay in a cubicle. They didn't want me to speak my mind, wear a suit, and start a YouTube channel. If every single billion person did what I did, the control would be hard. Let's be honest. Let's get real. They're not a fan, right? Now, what they do is if your power is big enough, maybe they have to bow to you and bring you in. But then they're going to try to corrupt you anyway and your organization. The higher up you get, they're going to come for you. I've had people even tell me, Sam, they're coming for you. They've looked at me and said, have the black SUVs come yet? He said, they will. You got 100,000 subscribers. He's like, watch the events you go to. Pay attention. So, but I promise you all, I will stay true to God and family no matter what happens and no matter what comes my way. Okay? This is a battle of space and time. This is bigger than you realize. This channel is bigger than you realize. We are growing at a fast rate. God kept us going. We doubled this group in the bear market for a reason. God kept this channel going for a reason. God keeps this thing flying. There's a reason why we have 1,841 people here on the live today. There's a reason why I'm speaking my mind. There's a reason why we're all here together. Can't you feel it? There's a reason why I was given a strong voice. I'm meant for something big, and I know it. And I'm ready for God to use me. And any way he desires, as long, I know in any way he desires. I know God has a plan for me and you and all of us. Let's take a look at the daily time frame. We gave you this inverted head and shoulder before it happened. I called the bottom. I have a short where I did it. I even have a screenshot where I said people will call it photoshopped. I just want to show you because I want to show you how my tips, tricks, and strategies will help you and how showing up every single day will create the process that'll change the way you look at the market. And you will be able to find success. I just know it. Right here. They will say it's Photoshop, right? We circled it. I got in there. They stopped me out. I got right back in there. I took this. Then I said, they're going to make a right shoulder and pump this thing up to 117,000. We talked about it. We went over it. We drew it before it even happened. We even drew the head before that when the head was halfway. Lo and behold, they made the exact right shoulder right there as we talked about it. It was crazy with that wick, but they still maintained the right shoulder. We got exactly what we talked about. We boomed up to 117,000. This is exactly what I have drawn here. You can see it, but I have it drawn before it even happened, right? So how is that possible? Because technical analysis follows the laws of geometrical space and time. And there's just only so many ways in which they can bend the price without us seeing what they're doing. There's always going to be something out there that's going to leave a trail of manipulation and space and time. If I study the geometric shapes and I understand the probabilities, they can't beat us. They can't take us out. It's impossible because their manipulation can be documented through patterns and I can see it. Everyone's like, oh, the market's rigged. And we say, yes, it is. Of course it is. That's the best thing ever for us because they do the same thing every again. And I know what they're doing. How many times have we saw them short squeeze and we get the money? We ride it up with them. We watch them crack retail. If you show up every day, you will not be retail. Okay, you will watch retail get slaughtered every day, and you'll figure out how to circumvent the market, stepping aside, and then let the market pay you. I've been doing it for years now, and I'm going to continue to help any single person that comes to the stream who's lost, keeps losing, and doesn't understand any education when it comes to TA. It's time for you to get an education. We could get FOMC, nothing burger drop, and this turns into an inverted head and shoulder, where I'll then be taking the long right here to the upside. I could see us just going after all the longs right now. Why not? He could give us a rate cut, which is kind of a nothing burger because everyone decides that's coming. And then he could speak dovish. He could speak kind of like hawkishly because you know he's going to do something strange, right? With the controversy going on right now, he's going to lean. I feel like he's going to do something left. I got to be honest with everybody. That's my instincts. I'm wrong. My instincts have been spot on for a long time, but they're not always right. But they've got me out of a lot, and they've showed me where we were going many times. How I ended up here on this channel talking about crypto at the height of crypto when I started my channel 5-6 years ago shows you that I had a premonition again of where to be and why to be there. And then I knew I'd get more and more known as crypto blew up, right? Like this was I thought it through a little bit. Think things through. Put some time into the concepts of where you're going. Everyone else just goes. I really sat and thought about what do I want to do with my life? Where do I want to go with it? Who do I want to work for? Who do you want to work for? What kind of creations do you want to create in this world? What do you want to be? What do you want to be remembered for? Ask yourself these questions every day. These are important questions that a lot of people don't ask themselves. How are you going to change the world? How is the world going to be different when you leave? Are you going to leave something here for people to remember, or are you just going to be like everybody else? Are you just going to take, or are you going to give? There's takers in this world, and there's givers. There's creators, and there's makers, man. Make it happen, baby. So I'm looking for Bitcoin to go sideways on the daily. And this is what I've been talking about yesterday, and I'm looking for the 21 to curl up. FOMC or no FOMC, I'm looking, and maybe they just dip it down, dip it back inside, dip it up, dip it back. Whatever they do, who cares? I'm just looking for this to go sideways, and it looks like my trade will be somewhere between September 24th and September 28th. And then I'm going to ride that price back up. There could be a Black Swan event where this makes a right shoulder and dumps. I just want you to understand that. And we could go back to 95,000. We could go back to 104. Someone drops a nuke somewhere, something crazy. I don't want to project this stuff. I will tell you the charts are kind of eerily conveying that we may, I can't make 100% predictions here, but there's something creepy, So that's a resistance at 117 for sure. We got to break above that to remain bullish. So let's go over the pros and cons of today. The pros, the monthly is the highest it's ever been on the candle close. That'll be a historic candle close of the monthly. We've never seen a higher monthly close in the history of Bitcoin. The daily's making a beautiful flag. We don't want to see this collapse to the downside. We don't want the 4-hour to lose the 200 moving average. That's very important. Look, there's some bearish div here on the 4. You got the RSI swinging down while price is swinging up. That is bearish divergence. Kind of resembles some cat ears here. Almost like a little bit of cat ears there. You see it? So, again, if we're bullish, I would love a dump into FOMC because then we can rip. You don't want to be pumping into FOMC personally. So what do I see happening? I mean, right now, that looks like a shoulder ahead, and maybe we kind of make a shoulder and dump. That's why I'm waiting for this to consolidate, and I'm only going to long if we're over here. The moving averages get super tight. The golden cross just occurred. It tells us that even if we get a little bit of a dip, we're going to pump. I'm long, but I believe Bitcoin's going to pump. The odds are higher. Bitcoin's going to head up to 124,000, in my humble opinion. Back to the all-time high. This is the trade that I'm looking for. All right. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. God bless you, man. I love it. I love it. I got Vader. I never sold Vader AI. Never. I still hold my bag of Vader. Runner's a new coin that came out. This chubby kid wanted to help his mom or something, and he started running. I don't know the whole story, but he started running. And he started running every day on Pump That Fun. Then he actually quit his job yesterday. He called his boss and said, I'm a Pump Fun streamer. I'm out. I got to take advantage of this opportunity. And he raised this thing up to 2.5 million. And he's already making good money on the fees. He's tried a bunch of different coins, and I guess this one's starting to kind of, and he's now running on a treadmill, right? Again, it's silly, it's stupid, but sometimes the most, I don't want to say stupid, but sometimes the most simple concept is, something that people can get behind. The kid's running on a treadmill. Run to 100 mil, baby. You know what I mean? He runs to 100 million, makes himself a few mil in fees, and rides off into the sunset, man. And some people think he deserves it. He's a kid. He's a cool little kid. He's doing his thing. Runner. And he was actually trending. He got it to be trending on he probably used the money from the fees to pay for advertising to trend it. I don't know exactly how they do it. And then Ansem, You want to see something funny? Watch when you go to Ansem. Look at this. Black noise is blocked. Because when he was shilling nonsense, I would say just every once in a while I would say, hey man, that's, you know what I mean? Me with 137 in my pocket waiting for the Fed cut is so funny. Yeah, like people got no money and they're waiting on the Fed cut. It's so funny, man. He was also super bearish here, saying we're going to go down. He sold everything. And I said, that's where I'm loading up. I said, I see a load up there at 84,000. Anyway, God bless everybody in the space. But it's good. We have to have some people that block, like, you know what I mean? But it's funny, man. And it shows that I'm making headway because the guy's got a lot of followers and he knew what I was about. But God bless everybody here. Can you take a look at U.S. tethered dominance? His name was Forrest Gump. You guys are funny, man. Handsome Lifer Master is going to the moon soon. Hey, thank you. Yeah, we looking sharp today, right? Someone saw me the other day and he was like, oh, I didn't know you were that good looking. In person, you're actually good looking. Vince from my live stream. He's like, he sees me at dinner. He's like, oh, you're actually good looking. I guess the way the camera's on you, I didn't think you were that good looking. I was like, dude, you don't see Anyway, shout out to everybody here on the live. Shout out to Tom Crowd of the house, who is the leader and beginner of the FOMC meeting stream. I mean, he is the pioneer. We got to lay it down for him. His stream will probably be the biggest one of the game. God bless you, Tommy. I love you, man. I know we do. Hey, it is what it is. There's enough dough out there for everybody. But God bless you, Tommy. I love you, man. I always send the respect to you, my friend. 100%, brother. The pioneer of the FOMC stream. I don't think anyone did it before he did. So say whatever you want. The man, he's the man, dude. You know what I mean? I was sincere. LOL. Vincenzo, he said, hey, I didn't think you were that good looking, but you know what? In person, you're actually pretty good looking. Nah, I love you for that, brother. That's such a New Yorker thing. Hey, man, keep it real, brother. I love you. Honestly, you're a brother, man. I hope I don't ever offend you, and you're awesome. Tom Crown bagged that genie gal. That's so funny, man. Love you, Sam. Shout out to Tom Crown bagging the genie girl. I don't know what that means, but it sounds cool. Good for you, Tommy. Scoop him up, kid. Shout out to everybody here. Follow me at CryptoLifer33 and follow me on Twitter. Also, go to CryptoLifer.com. Hit the subscribe button. You can join my trading group, $99, $270, or $9.99. Jump on in. We also will do a Cyber Monday sale in just about a little under 2 months. So why don't you jump on in to that? That'll blow your mind. That's the greatest value on earth. Okay. I truly believe that's the greatest value on earth of anything that you could buy. And many people have said that. Sam, the bot got the bottom again just now. Let's take a look at the bot and see what the bot just did. My bot bought here. I had to reestablish my bot because I had to turn off and turn back on. I wanted to kind of run it heavier with a little higher risk. So I bought right here yesterday. We're at break even now. We got very close to the take profit. Only thing about the bot is sometimes it could take profit when it could, and then it misses. Like that would have been a better place and re-enter, but it's okay. It's based on math, and it does the do. So this bot you can buy through MINOTAUR Trading Systems. I do have a link, and you get hooked up through me. Also call them, talk to them, find out. Book a call today at MINOTAUR Trading Systems. I'll post that link down here. All right. Sure, pal. Blessings to all. Blessings to you, Tommy Crown. God bless you, man. And thank you for always being good to me. I saw him one day. We met in person. We had talked a bunch of times. We met in person. He said, man, I got so much respect for you, Sam, and what you do. He's like, I don't know how you did it, man, but God bless you, man. And it's like, thank you, Tommy. It meant a lot to me. So Bitcoin, what are we suggesting today? We're suggesting that we go sideways on the 4-hour time frame and make a beautiful flag. We do know this could make a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder, and we may dump. I'm open-minded to both occurrences. I gave you a monthly chart that looked beautiful. Stop below 105, 106. Go to 186. That would take a lot of time and patience. Okay? But that's, and then we went over the side. So I see sideways price action on the 4. I'd like to enter somewhere. Almost looks like Monday or Tuesday could be the pump. We might go sideways all weekend. No guarantees. I know nothing but the fact of my ignorance, but I'm projecting out where I believe we could go, and then I'm going to trade it depending on how we kind of move into the projection. Okay. Let's talk about Avantis. The thing was so hot. It's been hot. And we talked about it yesterday. We went over it on that 618 and the bounce, right? Not an amazing bounce, but a bounce nonetheless, right, on the 1 hour. And we went over the, look, it bounced right off the 786. That is the money printer. Look at the double bottom it made. 1, 2. That's a double bottom. Do you see it? Let's remove the moving averages. You see the 1, 2. It's kind of an Adam and Eve. And that has a measured move. Double bottoms have a measured move. Take a neckline, you know. Oh, no, not one of those. This is a glitch that happens randomly. Like once in a while, like you'll get a line that won't end. And you'll have to just come out and come back in. It's happened to me like 7 times in the last 5 years. Really strange, right? And now look, the moving average is taking a second. But so here's the deal. All right, boom. Let's get back to it. I was on Advantis too. I was about to say, like, my mom's not seeing what I was just doing. I know I was doing something. I'm like, I was doing Advantis. So let's take a look here at Advantis. So Advantis is in a double bottom. And the measured move is here. It says you're going to get to a $1.25 for Advantis. It bounced off of 89. And that's the low point with the previous support of resistance. I mean, you got to have guts of steel to buy the lows. It doesn't feel good to buy the lows, but that's where the rewards are. High risk, high reward. Get it? There's risk there, of course. We talked about MIAX bouncing off the bottom of the channel here. Back to the top. It did that. It went from 11 all the way back to 17. Unbelievable. And again, we look for this to consolidate and get ready for another push to the upside. I was looking at this yesterday, and I even posted it to the trading group. Wasn't sure. I was a little sketchy with last night and the way Bitcoin was, so I don't know. But dang, this thing's been one of the hottest coins ever, and it just went from 10 to 17. It just did a 70% gain overnight. Bang, bang, bang. Yeah. Interstellar Visitor Line. Yeah, start from wherever you are and with whatever you got, 100%. Jim Rohn. You got to start. I remember I wanted to be a streamer. I wanted to start. I didn't have all the equipment. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to stream. I didn't know what software they used. I didn't know anything about live streaming. I didn't know a dang thing, all right? I had done a couple, I had done a couple live streams on my Remote Chief channel, so that's not totally, but I didn't know how to do like the live stream like this, you know? And so I researched the microphone, and I knew a lot about mics and cameras, but I researched what was the best broadcasting mic, right? I got the mixer. I got the lighting. I got the, the green screens. I got the cameras, the lenses, and I began to invest. And I decided I was going to do it all the way, right? And I was already a bit of a video engineer. I built the studio, but the thing is, you start with what you got. I had an old mic, man, that I had for 6-7 years that I used to rap with, an NNT1A, $189 mic. I started my live stream with it. It was actually a really good mic. It sounded pretty good compared to this mic. People loved it. And then we just kept grinding, man, one day at a time. I used an old desk that my parents had left in my home that I moved back. I moved back home to Boston after 18 years in New York. Thought I was going to make it 19 years in New York. I did work for David Letterman, but I didn't become the big, famous, rich guy that I thought I was going to be in the big city. I tell you the little story. My dad's reading a book called TIBBIR. I come home. He's on the couch reading. I walk in the door. It must be a Saturday afternoon, I think. Or maybe it was a weekday. I can't remember the day, but I remember it so clear. And he goes, he didn't even really say hi to me. I said, "Oh, Dad, you're reading?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm reading a book here." He goes, Asian man says, "Stay in one place, whole world come to you." Huh? What do you think of that, huh? And I said, "That's interesting, Dad. Thank you." I would eventually move back into that house. And that's when this channel would blow up and the whole world would come to me. Exactly as my dad said. I would go to New York City to blow up. But I would move back home to Boston, to rural Boston. I would see nobody. I wouldn't go out to the cities. I wouldn't shake hands. I sat in a cold, place out near the woods. My house was basically right next to 500 acres of woods. And I sat there in the woods streaming to you people. And now I'm going to Singapore. Now I fly around the world. Now people know me in multiple countries around the world. My dad said, "Stay in one place. Let the whole world come to you." Ancient, ancient Asian philosophy there. And bang. Look what happened. Exactly what my dad said happened. Was he telling me something? Pretty crazy, right? Look at MIAX. Look for it to consolidate here nicely. And then probably continue to 36. It's looking beautiful. That's consolidation. That's beautiful consolidation. Johnny 500 sends in the super chat. He says, "Good day, lifer. Toshi pumped last night on some news. I got a little bag. Can we check it out? Yeah, tell us what you saw behind the scenes." I don't know what you mean by that. Was the only guy with an FOMC screening. Asian man says, stay in one place. Whole world come to you. Uh-huh. Ancient Chinese secrets. Amen. Yeah. I don't know, man. This is just how it happened. I'm just telling you the story. I'm not trying to paint I'm just telling you what happened. It's pretty amazing, though, when you think about it, right? The way it comes together like that. Oh, I got this cool pen. I got a senator pen from a state senator. Ooh. Hey. What do you think about Saga? Saga's actually pretty interesting. We looked at it for weeks. We looked at it a bunch of times before. Saga is pretty interesting. Actually, I liked it when it first came out. I haven't thought about it in a long, long time. All right. Josh, I don't have 1K, so I can't, bro. Yeah. The David Letterman. No. My next guest needs no introduction with David Letterman. I saw all this behind the scenes stuff that I actually signed. I signed NDAs. I can't tell you. I can't. I have to be, I signed it. So it is what it is, man. But I know things that you never want to know. I've seen things you don't want to see. And that's all I got to tell you. And I learned things about Ellen because I had to do a show on Ellen, and I saw all this background footage. I saw background footage on Kanye. I saw background footage on Obama. We did Obama. I did all the footage for these big time people, Jay-Z. And when you film someone that much, they say things on the wireless mic, and I heard everything all the time. And sometimes they didn't know that they were really, they forgot. They didn't realize, or they'd have side conversations in the dressing group. I heard it all. It's crazy, man. Anyway, it's nuts. So anyway, moving forward. Someone wrote Diddy. No. Moving forward. So let's take a look at the total market cap in all of cryptocurrency. That's something I want to look at and again, it's an anticipation day, 100%. Everyone is sitting in anticipation, wondering what's about to go down. I'll redo total market. I do it a bunch of times, but why not just kind of redo it right now? Bitcoin has a lot of the dominance, so it's going to be very similar to Bitcoin, right? They're going to be basically hand in hand. So we're looking here at this weekly, and the weekly has this beautiful uptrending, bottom trend line. Absolutely beautiful, and it's looking bullish, right? Looks like it's going to swing. Again, stop loss below here, the whole market cap, right? Wants to boom this leg. That's going to take us to about $6.35 trillion. We're going to basically go up 50%. $2 trillion is about to come into this market. When they cut the rate, think about it. It's going to, all these different governments are going to borrow money. They're going to send money. They're going to, move that money into the dollar. Then they're going to do Forex with it. There's so many ways they can make money with the rate cut. When you have tons of money, these slight fluctuations can create billionaires, man. Like, it's crazy. So you might not even be able to see it, me neither, because we're not on that scale. But believe you me, man, this little bit of money, that just changing that rate can create literally probably trillions in equity for these people. So it looks like it's going to head into Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, and we're going to get this $2 trillion pump to $6.35 trillion. All right. Send in a super chat for TA and Deep Dive. We had a super chat in there, $49. 2-year anniversary for the 99 today for Davey A. Happy life or birthday to me. Thank you, Sam. If I said how many years of the 99 I earned, you would think I was making it up. Join us for Life for Education. Thank you so much for he gives $50. He pays more on his 2-year anniversary. Lifers make so much that they don't hold their money. See, this guy's been in with for 2 years. He doesn't hoard his money. He's not hoarding his $50 for his that's half of his next month's, subscription. No, he's all good. And he probably buys I'm pretty sure he might buy the yearly, but bang, look at that. 2 years he's been in the group, and he gives a super chat. If you have a business that someone's been taking your services for 2 years and they pay to tell others how good it is, I think you're doing really, really good. Today, this is a badge of honor for me. An older man who has a family and a legacy behind him, who has traveled the world, done many things with his life, Rave Song Records, an accomplished musician who toured the globe, and he decides that this is the place to be and to send in a super chat for me. And he met me in Vegas. We all went out to dinner. I connect with everybody here if I can. Shout out to Randy Alwis. Shout out to Crypto Plumber, Bellico X, Shezmu, my man, Brad Shaver. How much did you shave? Jeremy McShann, sorry. Jerry McShane, Jake Jones, it's a good thing we're dropping. I'm more concerned if we were pumping into FOMC 100%. 115.5 is a key level for us to chill at. So we want to see this thing break out. It might take a couple weeks. We might not get the initial pump everyone believes. It might be 1, 2, 3, might even be 4 weeks. The end of October. It might take some time for this money to get accumulated and for it to be put where it wants to be put. They got to get it out the banks. They got to move it around. They got to buy the tether. They got to get, that might take a little bit once the rate hike comes out. So it may take these institutions a little bit of time to get that wad of money ready for the firepower. And that's kind of what we're seeing here. Or we just absolutely, today, the rate, boom, we get a double rate cut. What if we get a double rate cut today? Nobody's talked about it. Waller coming in on the board is changing the FOMC. And eventually we will get rid of Jerome. It's only a matter of time. He's getting old. Only a matter of time. He will bounce. So look, 6% chance we get a double rate cut. So everyone's telling us it's going to be the rate cut. We're going to get the cut. It's going to be a nothing burger today because everybody knows that's what's coming. And we've been waiting on it for months. And it's also a little front ran because people know the free money's coming. Like right now, if I had access to $100,000 and I know free money's coming to multimillionaires who are going to start buying, I probably would buy 30, 40 grand of Bitcoin right now, right? Why? Or maybe even 100 grand. Because their access to that free money is going to price me out in the next 3 weeks. So wouldn't there be a bit of front running? And that's why we pumped for the last 2-3 weeks, in my humble opinion, off that bottom at 108. People saw that as an opportunity to get in before big money got in, right? So I'm telling you, working out and listening to Jim Rohn is where it's at. Will get your mind right 100%. It'll change your entire life. You'll have higher standards for yourself immediately. After 1 week of listening to Jim Rohn and working out, you will know that you are living a mediocre life before. You will compare your old life to your new life and realize that you weren't putting in enough effort to become who you desire to be. You will finally come to terms with who you were becoming, and you will finally sit down and look at yourself in the mirror and make a change. But without that push, without that adrenaline rush, without the ability to feel where it could be, you'll never know where you're going. I'm telling you right now, man. So, boom. Bitcoin, 115,005, a key area for us to sit at. Let's take a look at that 5-day. 5 days coming, 5-day doesn't look like Bitcoin. It's a tweezer top. We may get a pullback there. Look, shoulder, head, right shoulder. The creepy thing is, what if something happens and we get a black swan? It doesn't go the way everybody planned. I always have a stop loss. I always have an idea that it may not go the way I think, or that I've designated in the charts, right? Mr. Lifer, you're going to go to Singapore this October for token? If yes, hope to meet up. Drinks on me. I don't drink, but we could have seltzer water and lemons. Yeah. I gave up alcohol 4 years ago and counting now, and I don't even consider having a drink. It's just not in my radar. It lowers the frequency. It keeps me, it just does things to your body too. The ethanol goes through the brain. I'm just not into it. I want to live optimally at a high level. And I want my body to process its sugars and do all the proper things. When you start dumping alcohol into your stomach, it's very detrimental to how the rest of the body works. To me, it's not worth that small relaxation. And what I've read is the day after alcohol, cortisol levels rise. Because you were so relaxed the day before, it's hard to handle the next day. And so the more you drink, the more stressful the days are that you don't drink. So you might as well just get used to sober life and get rid of the alcohol, man. Because it's just not worth it. It's only crutching you and pulling you lower. Period. But do whatever makes you happy. It was very hard for me to quit alcohol. I grew up Irish in Boston. I justified it all the time. Oh, I'm Irish. I got to have a Guinness. It's part of me culture. Hey, my dad drinks. My sister drinks. Everybody in my family drinks. I got to drink, and I felt like I had to drink Guinness because I was Irish from Boston. And I wanted to find my identity, but that wasn't my identity. My identity was with God. I was supposed to preach God every single day. My dad didn't love it. He saw my channel one day. He saw me preaching God, and he yelled at me, "What is this God stuff?" He said to me, "God this, God that." He's like, "Why don't you just straighten yourself out? Telling people about God every day." He's like, "Why don't you clean, He didn't understand my calling. He didn't get what was happening. He ridiculed me a few times. He said, "Why don't you keep it crypto? Stop talking about God so much." I was like, "My bad, Dad." I love my dad, though. I don't want to but I just want to let you know, it wasn't always easy for me. I wasn't always accepted by everyone in my house and family. But I did me no matter what. I didn't care what my dad thought of me. I didn't care. I just kept pushing this channel no matter what. It didn't matter. And again, if you're living by what other people think of you, you're never going to get there. Trust me, And I'm going to tell you something really kind of sad at the beginning. Success isn't alone. You will go alone. When you truly hit a big part of success, you will be alone at that one point. But then you're going to breach through, and then people are going to see it, and they're going to come into your life. And then you won't be alone. But there is going to be a time where your old life, you're basically like a crustacean that comes out of the shell, and you're going to form a new shell. And you're going to be someone different, right? I used to do IV crystal man. Oh my gosh. Are you in an anonymous 12 app? I was years ago. Years ago, I did do some NA. Yeah. I found, though, that every time I needed a group or something to rest on, I needed me and God, man. I needed to find, for me, personally, I had to do it independently through myself, like, and my connection to God. Like, that was my story. My first million had to be made through me internally. No one was going to give me, I didn't get any funding from anybody. No one said, hey, we're going to give you 20 grand for your studio, and then you can pay us back once your channel's up and running. Nobody did that for me. My friends were multimillionaires. They saw me grinding on my channel. I didn't ask for a dime from them. I was hoping one day they would help me, but they didn't. And I'm not mad at them for not helping me. I'm super happy I never got the help because now I'm self-made, you know? And being self-made is something that nobody can take away from you. Nobody. Because that's you. Your work ethic is something nobody can take from you. So we could make a right shoulder here, a dump. One thing I want to show you is Solana. Let's take a look at Sol, because Sol just did this recently. It did the exact same thing. See, it made this right shoulder out of the rising wedge. Look at it. It's almost like the total market cap's right here right now. You see? Look at the similarities here. Total 3 is about to make the right shoulder in the rising wedge. Solana was in the right shoulder, was making the right shoulder in the rising wedge, defied it and ripped. We're going to have to look for something like this to happen here on Total 3. Otherwise, we could get a bit of a pullback. I like Solana here starting to solidify a flag above this resistance point. I'm calling Solana to 300. It's only a matter of time. There's my channel. We put you in Solana. Remember, back down here, 190, 188. I've been buying Solana since 100. I got 100K in Solana and $100. I'm up 134,000 as we speak, right? So say no to drugs and alcohol, boys, 100%. They will only pull you down and not let you achieve your true destiny. And it's not going to be easy, man. It's going to be very difficult, but you got to push. You got to push. Hyperliquid holding 55, one of the strongest coins in the game. You got to love that. And that, you know, yeah, wrapped ETH, wrapped ETH. So funny, ETH. I see this hitting the top of the channel, then coming back down. Probably a great place to take some profits, in my humble opinion, but you got to do whatever makes you happy. Low stochastics, bullish div, off the bottom, boom. Unbelievable move for my ex. So that total market cap. Let's go to the daily now. And the daily looks good. Like, I just want to see that it doesn't make this right shoulder. I just want to see consolidation here. And boom, we're out of here. But it does say that it's going to take like 5 or 6 more days. So if we look at the charts are conveying that there's not going to be this massive pump on FOMC. It's saying we're going to get a nothing burger sideways price action. And then about a week from now, I keep getting Tuesday, October 7th. I don't know why, but it keeps, you know, somewhere here, the 1st through the 7th, 28th through the 1st, something here, we're going to get that push to the upside. All right. Bang, bang, bang. Working out to get to your level, 528 hertz, 100%. Shout out to Reliable J, who gave me the most amazing testimonial. You poured your heart out on there. I read it yesterday. Thank you so much. Those testimonials keep me going. It's, you know, they keep me going. Sammy, bigger than TA. He's just getting started, 100%. 100K is the base model. After 5 years straight, every single day, we're just getting started. Isn't that insane? You could put that much work in and only be getting started. That's how hard it is to achieve greatness. The people that have achieved greatness have done so much more than the average person that we can't even believe it. When I wasn't where I was now and I thought about I was going to try to compete with the greats. Oh my God. Like that Tom Brady level work ethic, man, no way. No, man. I didn't even know how hard work was. So total has to go sideways here. We have to be careful for this right shoulder. I just always want to show you what could happen. Everyone else is bull only. We got to be realistic here with price action. You know, we can't play these games. Okay, moving forward, let's take a look here at what's happening in the chats. It's 11:09 here. Let's jump on in to the fan funding. Big day today. Would love an update on Avantis. I think this one might rip at some point. Thank you. Happy OMC Day, Sam. Hope all the lifers position themselves responsibly today. Going to be a wild one. If anyone gets burned today, get in the 99. I love that. We need a Sam Price podcast 100%. I mean, this one kind of is, but I get it. Sam, can we take a look at U.S. tethered dominance? We will. Good day, Lifer. Toshi Pump. We'll take a look at Toshi. Shout out to the 2-year anniversary from Rave Song Records. Mr. Lifer, I will go to Singapore. I do fly there on the 28th. I come home on the 6th or 7th of October. It is going to mess up the stream a little bit. Please, please bear with me and don't lose support for the Lifer. It's just a couple days on the way in and a couple days on the way out. I found that Singapore is exactly 12 hours ahead for me. Exactly. So right now it's 11 p.m. in Singapore. So that means I'm going to do my show every night at 10 to 12 at night, which is actually ain't too bad. It's going to keep me off the streets, keep me from, you know what I mean? It's going to keep me in my hotel or the studio or wherever I'm doing it. And then we'll go from there. So I am excited to do the show from 10 to 12. And I can't wait. So may God bless you all. I thank you all for being with me. And I am going to stream no matter what throughout Singapore. I'm not going to miss, just like I did Dubai. I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to run the trading group. And I'm going to work my butt off. I will be 12 hours off. So you people that are kind of offset, you might get more of me in London, in England. And you people in America, you might hear me posting in the middle of the night a lot. Right? I'm going to be completely offset. My jet lag will be insane when I get home. It'll be the complete opposite day. But hey, I'm going to make it no matter what, right? And God bless you all for helping me. So just put your calendars in there. I believe the 28th, I fly to Singapore. That Sunday night, I leave for Singapore. It's coming, man. It's in literally a week. I can't even believe it. A week and 4 days, I fly to Singapore. I got the heebie-jeebies getting on that flight for that long. And oh, man. Then I'm above the air and I'm above the ocean. And I think of everyone that like follows me, and I just pray I make it down on the ground again. My kids, my family. You take a risk every time you go up in that plane. I don't care what anyone says. In my mind, it's a risk. 100%. I'd much rather stay on the ground. I'll be honest. I don't like to fly. I don't. But my life is taking me places, and I'm letting it take me. And I'm letting fear go off to the side and believing in God. And you know, almost everyone that I've researched that did great things with their life, they traveled the world. They went places, you know, and they met people all around the world. So if that's part of my destiny, it is what it is. So total looks interesting. All right. We do have to be very, very careful. So let's look at Toshi. Can you look at S? Really lagging behind the market. Do you believe it's still a solid project? I mean, yes and no. It's a really good use case. And the DeFi protocols work on it, and it's fast. So, Milligan's Travel, we need to have a meetup in Singapore. I will be there. I'm back in Thailand after being in Europe for the last 3 months. It's 11 p.m. here. Join the 99ers. Best money you will spend. I've been trading full-time for 12 years and still learning. So he's traded full-time for 12 years. And he still loves the 99. That makes me feel so good because, you know, my product is open to all. And I always want feedback from beginner traders, from expert traders, and all different types of traders. And that's great feedback, man. Thank you so much. That's super awesome feedback. Like, bless you for saying that. God bless you. I really appreciate that. Shout out to the 1,800 people here on the live. I love how people are really tuning in Fed. That means people are paying attention. You know, they just think it's light, but then when the market starts to rip, so that means we will be at 2,500 people watching the show the second these altcoins start to rip again. Everyone's going to be here wondering what's happening to this market. And we're going to be the ones that never took a day off, never stopped. So they're going to say, hey, I might as well stop over at Sammy's channel. That guy has never taken a break. All right, let's take a look at these super chats. We took a look at Advantis, but did I finish off Advantis? Looks like you should sell a bit. But every time, I mean, that thing comes back with a vengeance. I mean, it bounced. It looks like it's going to continue to bounce. So I would look for flags on smaller time frames. I'm talking a 5-minute flag, right? So yeah, you got above the 200 moving average. This is bullish. I'd look for a 5-minute flag here. Your bigger time frames have opened up. So then you look for your entries on the smaller. You know, even an entry now on the 5 with a stop below the 200 moving average could present a pump to the upside. No, you don't even need a flag. You don't even need to wait for entry. You make it happen. Shout out to the cup and handle here. And you could throw some chips in my jar there. When you throw a tip, the tips go into the jar. I teach class the last Saturday of every month, everybody. This is this cool little thing here. You can hit the QR code in this ad, and I teach the class. I teach class this Saturday, actually, in 3 days. So I teach class this Saturday, Jump on it today. Hit the QR code. What is the class? It's 3 hours with me, 3.5 hours. People pay $300 for 1 hour with me, and this is $150 for 3 hours. I mean, that's a deal and a half. So I would take that deal as soon as I could. I know the value that that class gives. It's giving what people are charging $2 to $3 grand for in these courses, and trying to make you wait and get in. I'm giving you it all for 3 hours. Then I'm giving you a PowerPoint, and then I'm giving you a way to keep it moving. And I know I can help you trade because I've helped. Look at that guy who just gave a $50 super chat. He's been in my group for 2 years. He didn't know as much about trading, and now he's on it. He's made enough to pay for the group for 5 years, he said many times. So we're looking for this to go sideways before the blast up here to 113. Okay, Avantis does look interesting to me. Okay, we're looking at that next super chat now. Toshi from Johnny 500. Let's take a look at Toshi on the altcoin cam here on MEXC. You know, let's see. So the last time we looked at Toshi, we were looking for it to consolidate here and possibly make a bit of a pump. See how we showed you? It was like, wow, it got a massive pump out of nowhere. But then wicked right to the candle, you know, to the top of the range here. I'd have to say I'd like to see the daily candle close above this, but that looks like it was like a pump group got a hold of it and just decided to run it. You know what I mean? Let's run it up or something. It's away for the 21 really fast. Whenever you get that far away from the 21-day moving average, I would be pulling a fib. I mean, you want to stay above support and resistance, but that looks interesting. I mean, it looks like you can come back to the 618. Or maybe you can flag out above this. If you flag out above this resistance here at 0008, 3184, that would be beautiful. And that would trade this flag, but not until I saw about, I'd say 16 hours, 8 to 16 hours of consolidation. Look at this, man. I can't even lift my leg. I got a leg brace on today on my knee, man, because my knee is so banged up right now, still from getting hit 10 days ago. I was in writhing pain last night going through the tips of my knee. It was like, I think it's like now that the knee is unswelling, the nerves are coming back down. And when the nerves come back down, like there's a pain, man. All night last night, like I was in some severe pain. Like it would come and go. And I wasn't in that pain for the last week. It's interesting. So whatever. I'm not trying to complain. Nobody cares about my whining. I know. But dang, man. I'm live streaming on the knee, man, on the beat knee. I feel like I'm playing football because I'm like, man, I got 3 live streams on the knee, baby. But it is what it is. It shows how much I got to push for what I love. You know what I mean? It's not about the money at this point. I've made enough in my lifetime. Like, to me, it's about going after what you dream of and becoming the person you want to become. If money has to follow that, so be it. It seems to follow anyone that ever made something of themselves. You know what I mean? It just seems to have followed them. So look, this looks like it could come up a little bit more. And does it Adam and Eve double bottom? I mean, maybe that's an Adam and Eve. Could it just rip to the upside? There's a chance. I look at your 15-minute, you know, for a bit of a flag. There's a sharp bearish div there. Look at that. And that's a bit of a rising wedge. It could break out parabolically the way this coin is running, though. For me, that's just outside of my wheelhouse of risk. It's just too risky. Like, I just don't chase stuff like that. But there's a chance you could rip it up to 24. I'd be looking more for the dump. But, man, this coin's been so hot, it could defy gravity here and just absolutely rip up to 24. My ex. Craziness. And we did know about an early bird style. Token Metrics put it on the radar. We saw that it was coming out on exchanges. And bang, bang, bang. We could do some type of meetup up in Singapore, possibly, but my team will have to arrange all that. Had to be proper security and all that nonsense, too. I'm in a new country and a new place that I don't know much about. Supposedly, everyone says it's a really safe, awesome town, but you know what I mean? You got to be careful. So, look, we're going all the way up here to 122,000, 118,000 right there, too, for Bitcoin. So, I mean, these key levels look like they're going to go up. Bookmap has been so accurate for the last few weeks. Every time it's been dark red, we've hit it. It's taken sometimes a little longer than I thought, but we have hit it no matter what. So, Bookmap suggesting we get all the way there to about $117,900, $118,000. Let me show you that one more time here. Bookmap, link in the description below. I do get a commission to Bookmap. If you sign up for a monthly, a yearly, whatever it is, I get a little commission. So 118,000 for Bitcoin, 119 and 121.8 are all big areas where there's massive liquidations. These people think they're not on the order book, but I see you. You might be this guy right now. You might be on Binance right now, Bybit, OKX, or one of the exchanges that I'm looking at. And you may be getting liquidated at 117.5. Isn't that funny? A bunch of people watching this stream, I'm sure, or a few, are going to get liquidated right there. Like, I'm pointing out your stop loss, and you're going to get taken out. You're going to watch me live. You're going to watch me bullishly trade this into your liquidation. And you're going to get liquidated. There's people that are going to see me tell them what's going to happen, and they're still going to get liquidated. We watch it every single week, almost, a couple times a week. So, Bookmap giving us that value, producing the odds that we're going higher. Then I find the probabilities based on the moving averages, the support of resistance, and the patterns, and I'm locked in, right? This does look like it may pump to the upside. This looks very bullish. See how the Stokes are curving up? The bearish divs got me a little sketched out there. I don't like to chase things that have been pumping that hard. Like, I like to be selling into that pump, personally. Okay, let's take a look here at crypto bubbles too. All coins are going to struggle today because Bitcoin's kind of sideways, right? They're not going to really be able to find their place. AI companions, AIC, that thing's, running that idea on that AI. A week of the 99 sees us consistently posting crazy gains. Helps me out of FOMO knowing gains can be made anytime if I'm patient and learn from the group. 100%. You do not just chase. You wait for the time, Me and Master Friend both trade time. My biggest trades are Monday night, Tuesday night. Why? It's the New York Open of the daily candle. It's even though it's at 12 o'clock, even though you don't understand. I can front run that between 9 and 11. Many times it gives me a boom to the upside, right? Popcat looking interesting. I like this coin, Popcat. Metaplex too has been on the radar. Back at 30. Mexi token continues to do damage. That thing don't stop. Another thing I want to talk about is the Weeks token. The WX token, right? These exchange-based tokens, man, I've been doing exchange-based tokens since I first got into the game. Because when I first got into the game, right, you're doing all this research and you're trying to find utility. And all these people said, basically back in the ICO time too, they would all say they had utility. There was really no way of telling. And it was all this like smoke and mirrors. And they could say they were going to do something and then just fail at it. And it was basically a rug pull, but they could make it look like a legal rug pull. Because we tried so hard. Not all businesses are, not every business is going to succeed. Our business just failed. We tried so hard. There were so many people that made it look like a failed business, but it was a rug pull. But it was such a gray area, you couldn't really tell, right? They knew they were going to rug all along, but they made it look like they actually cared about the project. You see what I'm saying? A legal rug pull. Like, you know what I mean? Do it so gray that you can't really place whether they were just a failed company or they planned all along just to take the fees and run, So the point is, it was hard to figure out what was hot back then when I first got into the market. So I found KuCoin shares, and it was a no-brainer. I said, well, KuCoin's real. If I hold the shares, I get low fees. And they also gave you coins back. They actually rebought coins. And then you got, back then, KuCoin did something differently. They would buy coins and then give them to you. So if you held like 2,000 KuCoins, at the end of the year, you would have a portfolio of all these other little coins that they bought and gave you a percentage of. It was pretty cool. Then I got into BNB at $1 because I figured, hey, this works. I paid off my last credit card debt with KuCoin shares. I got in a buck. I sold around $14 or $15. So happy that night. And I remember selling and paying off my credit card. And it was just like, I was never in credit debt again after that. That was the last time I paid off a credit card. I was never in credit debt again. I was in credit debt. I always had a little bit of credit debt almost from when I was 25 on. Like I needed a camera worth $7,000. I took a credit card advance for the $7,000 and I bought the camera. And then I had to pay $500 a month. And sometimes I'd pay the minimum because I had no money. I did. I was that guy paying the minimum on the credit card, knowing it was going to take me 6 years to pay off $5,000, man. I lived that life, everybody. I was never that wealthy dude. Now money falls off my fingertips. It's absolutely insane. And it's because I manifested a higher frequency in my life. I don't accept that old life. I'm not the old guy anymore, so I can't receive the old funds. I've changed my frequency. I've changed my vibration. I will vibrate higher every day, and I will attract wealth into my life. I understand that my mind controls my frequency, and my frequency controls my reality. I didn't understand that back then. I didn't have the skills. I hadn't acquired the knowledge. I can teach you these things. These are, how to rework the subconscious mind through neuroplasticity, how to reprogram what you think about money and what money is, how to reprogram how to make money. Most of us think we have to go to work to get a job. That 99% of the world is programmed to get a job, not to make their own job through their own creative nuances. You can make an own job out of your own mind. You can push yourself to do something that's just impossible. It's to everyone else, but to you, it's exactly what you're doing, right? You got it. So anyway, exchange-based tokens are amazing. They got me out of credit debt. They changed my life. I got an Airbnb at $1. It's $1,000 now. That's 1,000x. You know what I mean? I didn't hold it all the way, but I sold it pretty high many times. So the WX token to me is a no-brainer. It was sitting there at a penny. It's now 4 cents. It's done a 4x since January of 25. It's done a 4x. It hasn't even been a year, right? I see this making a little flag and continuing. Of course, I like Weeks. I'm partnered with Weeks. They're awesome. I could see this thing going up to 5 cents. You know what I'm saying? 5, 6, 9, baby, for Weeks. So, yeah. So exchange-based tokens are interesting. And the more new exchanges come out, those exchange-based tokens get busy, man. And it's kind of a no-brainer. People buy them because they get lower fees. If the exchange is going up, exchange-based tokens are going up, right? I talked about NEXO many times. Why? Because I'm a nice guy. And I see this as one of the most high probability plays in the game. Look how tight it is on the daily above the 200 moving average. Look at the higher lows accumulating an uptrend. This looks beautiful to me. And that take profit could take you to 100% gains. I don't own any NEXO. I don't know anyone that does. I'm not associated with the team. I just like the technical analysis that I'm looking at. It looks very, very bullish here for NEXO. Wow, these super chats are amazing. You people are great. We got to look at S. And we look at Tether dominance. We did look at Toshi. And so I just see S right there, right? Yeah. And thank you so much. $135 in chat revenue. You people are absolutely the nicest, most giving community in the game. I've never seen someone get more super chats than me on any channel. Seriously, you guys are the best. God bless you all. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And may God bless me and your family and everybody, man. Keep us all healthy and safe. May God bless you and yours, your grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle, kids, your nephew, everyone in your family, brother-in-law, aunt, uncle. May God bless you all, man. Yeah, Sonic back in the dumps again, you know, which is Phantom. Back at 30 cents. You know, I mean, it's doing a double bottom if we get the move, but are these old coins all going to actually go up huge? I don't know, man. I think we'll get a pump. DeFi will move, but I don't know if they're all going to make huge all-time highs again. I think AI agents will come back strong. I believe virtuals will take market share again. And things like VADER AI and the such will continue to bounce. But let's take a look at VADER. Actually, how's Running do? Running looks like it may start the pump now. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. Runner. It's, you know, again, high risk, high reward. Could go to zero. I don't own any yet. So I'm not even pumping my own bags. Yeah, I might buy. Look at all the selling pressure there, though. Runner. But it is trending hard. Young kid has a lot of heart. I don't see him giving up. And God bless him, man. He's making gains. So I love everyone that wins with the space. Some people win with pump funds. There's so many ways to change your life in cryptocurrency. It's insane. That's why I encourage you to get involved. I encourage you to get an education, whether through me and then you continue. I encourage you to get it going. All right? I really do. It could change your life forever, man. What did I want to look at? I was about to look at something. Let me ask the chat here. I have a mind slip. We were about to look at something on the decentralized exchange. What was it? Superchat, XBR, Turbo, USD, and MOODENG. Oh, you guys want XRP? Yeah. So let's go over the facts that we've done today. We've talked a lot. Let's condense this into some good information. So here's the deal. BOOKMAP suggests we're going up to 118, 119, and 121,000. So that long I gave you there could definitely break up to the upside, right? Like if we look at the bigger picture, this would be the long, right? In here, stop loss below like 113.5 and the take profit up to 124. All right. Is DJI 6930 looking good? I mean, oh man, I gave up on that coin. I put a lot in there, man. I put like 5-6 grand in there. But that's what I get for every time I speculate on a meme. It doesn't usually go well for me. I guess it's like, you already made your millions in Bitcoin. You don't get to make millions on a meme now. I get it. I was never meant to get rich overnight. I knew that about myself. I was going to get rich the slow way, man. Oh, I wanted to check VADER AI. Thank you for saying that. God bless Lakochi. So look, this thing is finally bottomed. Adam and Eve, finally at the bottom. Does it finally retrace? I don't know, man. Superman was busting it, talking about it every single day. Is he still making videos about it? I don't know. Let's take a look at VADER AI. The last time I looked at VADER, the pump wasn't that big as someone thought it was. But let's see. Yeah, I don't know. It double bottomed. I'm still in it. And I could see virtuals and agents really rip. I could see VADER's an ecosystem. VADER's an actual ecosystem that you can create AI agents on. This stuff hasn't stopped, everybody. Right? It's just, you know, that's cool. I like to be VADER for Halloween. That would be sick. Right? Or wear some Tron costume. Robots will be the new infrastructure of civilization, the operating system of the physical world. They'll be everywhere, invisible yet indispensable. Yet progress is stalled. Software has scaled, embodied intelligence is not. The missing piece is data. And VADER is here to break this barrier. Join the movement. VADER AI. I like VADER. I think it could be big. I believe some of these altcoins that I've speculated on, if this market does rip, we could be sitting on massive gems, folks. Massive, massive gems. MyX at 1815. That thing is not stopping craziness. And there's always a win out here in crypto. We talked about the right shoulder not being made on total. We want to see that consolidation. It also conveyed and foreshadowed that we may not pump until the 5th of October here. Okay. VADER pivoted to robotics. That's pretty huge, man. I sold my SWE because I only bought it because it was a faster than Sol. But now Sol has a fire dancer and the other update making it 100x faster or whatever. So SWE might be irrelevant now, in my opinion. Interesting. Right now, how are we in the little hand of this first cup? Exactly. Hey, Pepe, please. VADER is fire. Oh, yeah. Ribbit is fire, too. I like TIBBIR, which is Ribbit backwards, right? Right? Ribbit by virtuals. I think this thing could do numbers. It's trending right now on token metrics. I really like that you brought this up. Nobody is mentioning this thing. On my channel, it might be the only place you hear about this. I've liked this thing from the jump. We've actually been looking at it literally since May or June. We've known about this coin. I say it's going to do damage. TIBBIR, baby. TIBBIR. And can we switch to hip-hop? Anyone like hip-hop instrumentals? Can we switch to hip-hop instrumentals for the day? Is that all right? Like this? Or is that just not going to fly for you guys? Are you guys just like all house and nothing but house people? Does this fly? Let me know. Everyone just write back to house or cool with hip-hop. Let me know in the chat. I want to know how you're feeling. And I want you to listen to the music that you like. The majority of you guys like. I don't want to force stuff down your throat. So we got a battle right now. So we'll do house or we'll run a poll, house or hip hop. All right. What music? And I guess you all like the house. I mean, you're here, right? But and not like vicious hip hop, like this, like laid back, cool background hip hop. You know what I mean? Just kind of like keeping it moving. So we have a poll going. What music, house or hip hop? Let us know here on the channel. I just want to know. So I like TIBBIR, and I'd love it for the daily to come back down to the 21, get tight. And again, this says we have a couple days of consolidation. September 28th, this thing is starting to rip to the upside. TIBBIR for a 95% gain, too. That would be a nice pump. What's up, Sam? Can you look at TAI? Let's take a look at TAI. And I've been in this thing for so long, TARS AI, right? It finally is in the cup and handle. It finally got the pump at the top, but got rejected by the daily 200. Did it get above the 4-hour 200? That's what you want to see. It did. And did it make it? Is it making a bit of a flag? It is. Descending or more of a, I see that as a cup and handle about to blast. I'm in this coin for the long haul. It's supported by the Solana Foundation. I don't see how it doesn't do numbers. I feel like they're just keeping it quiet while they consolidate. And so I'm bullish on this coin. I'm bullish on this cup and handle. I'm bullish on it above the 4-hour 200 moving average. Headed back up to 9. All right. Okay, so, wow, the hip-hop's winning right now with 56% against the house. We just broke above the lower liquidity zone. We just cleared out. Got to have that deep house. I love that deep house, right? Yeah. That deep. This could be the bottom today with the high. This could be the 1-hour higher low. I'm expecting rate cut and pump. Like that, I'm anticipating rate cut, pump, right? But I know anything could happen. I'm not going to get wrecked. If I lose, I'm going to lose anywhere between, like, I don't know, 300 and 500. It's likely I'll lose anything different, right? XRP, TAI. We just did TAI. Let's take a look at Turbo, US Tether, and MOODENG. Afrobeats, I'm going to have to now hide you on the channel. I'll put you on timeout. I'm putting you on timeout now for 24 hours, right? I really don't like spam, man. I'm sorry. You might support my channel and me, but we can't do that, all right? We're not into that. So we got stopped out once. Do we go again? Again. This would take you to 121,396. Stop loss would be at 114,781. That would be your higher low on the oversold stochastics. I'll take a long there. I feel like playing around with FOMC today a little bit. I am. I think it's too monumental not to try a little bit, but everyone's going to say that. But see, don't be going. I wouldn't go 5,000 for 25. And I'm not going to lose my shirt or get liquidated in my whole portfolio. I'll tell you that. XRP looking super bullish. Okay, let's break down why. I talked about the entry here at 281 to break out this to the upside. Beautiful. Then we looked at the smaller time frame, and it looked like we could get a pump here. And I did give this trade, which did pump out. We gave the trade right there at 300, and it went up to 318. It did come back, but it has not stopped us out yet. It's still in the trade. I'd take the profit there on that pump. That's your basically measured move. I see XRP just slowly making its move to the upside. I've got a call for it in the trading group that's still in green. Still trying to get more X followers. Can anyone help me out? What? You almost forgot the like. Let's get it. Yeah. Rally House. Yep. Ivan must be listening to Ice Spice or something. You guys are funny, man. You don't like spam on toast? Mama spam, baby. Hey, Sam, can you look at Cookie Dow? What's up, Sam? Can you look at Todd? Crypto Plumber, thank you. And then we have Crypto Knight. Hey, Sam, can you look at Cookie? Crypto Knight, ask about Cookie. Is that Staz right there? Staz, hold me down with the heart. God bless Staz in the house. Been part of the group for a long time. Put out some UKG. You funny, man. Otis Redding, you guys are funny, man. Let's look at Cookie, Turbo, Tether, and MOODENG. I still own my Cookie, and I have it staked to the site to get access to behind-the-scenes data. I've never changed on that. I still believe Virtuous is going to be hot. That whole ecosystem is poised to pump. I got VADER. I got Cookie. I got Virtual. Remember, Virtuous is up huge from when it bottomed out. Still. So, and shout out to DaBaby, the rapper DaBaby, making that song about Arena. God bless Arena, the woman who was killed in Charlotte there on the train. I never mentioned it. I guess it's been in my head so much. I haven't mentioned it because I think about it all the time. I think I've mentioned it. I haven't. God bless her. I'm so sorry that happened to her. That is so sad. And you know what's happened? It happened on the 28th, but we didn't get the news about it till the 24th, like 2 days before. It's almost like it was all planned to back, and then the Charlie thing. Something that we're being psyoped, everybody, in some way, shape, or form. Someone is doing something to do something to us. I want all the Americans to hear me out right now. America first. Not your hate. Don't let them pull us apart. They're trying to pull America apart. You can see it. They're trying to make us all push fingers at each other and create a race war. You can see it, everybody. They're trying to create a war between the Muslims and the Christians. A war between the Jews and the Muslims. A war between the Christians and the Jews. A war between the whites and the blacks. The Irish and this. Like the Democrats and the Republicans. They are trying to split America up in 7 different ways. Can't you see it? At the end of the day, it's the Constitution, man. They made it for us. There's a reason. It keeps us all safe. It's a universal law. We have universal laws based on the Constitution. We have rights. You can't inalienable rights. These are rights you can't take from us. In the United States, we have inalienable rights, man. Do not let them take our rights away. Do not let them change this country. I'm telling you right now, I can see what they're going to do. I can feel it. I can smell it. I can taste it. Just like I could feel COVID before it happened. Just like I found Bitcoin before it ripped. Just like I was able to see where we were going in society a few times in my life. I can see it again. You don't have to be a conspiracy theorist. You don't have to deep dive. All you have to do is pay attention. Someone says Advantis is out of control. Advantis is pumping and pumping nicely. Didn't even flag out, just decided it was going to ripski. Just absolutely taking advantage. 91 to 105, and I see it headed higher, man. That thing is ripping. Yeah. Divide and conquer, and don't let them take away the First and the Second Amendment 100%. Everywhere I go, I tell people, come together, love each other, stop being scared and angry. Fear is not the answer. 100%. Who is they? I'll tell you who they is. I know exactly who they is. It's the Proof of Weapons Network. There's a Proof of Weapons Network out there. What is the Proof of Weapons Network? Who are they? What are they doing? All right? The key players, the central banks. Okay? They're the founders and the most vital players in the network currently, right now, as we speak. All right? The most important central bank is the Federal Reserve. It successfully transitioned the dollar into global debt-based Ponzi scheme. These banks are coordinated through the Bank for International Settlements in Switzerland. The asset managers, like BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street, indirectly control shares and board seats on the majority of Western and other emerging markets' global public companies. They use tools like BlackRock's AI algorithm, Aladdin, which is used by the Federal Reserve and Treasury to determine monetary and fiscal policy. Private equity and hedge funds, deep state firms like KKR, Apollo, Blackstone, and Bridgewater, associated with the private equity market to wield reconstruction contracts. Global banks, multinational corporations, and billionaire families and tech moguls, all at the top of the chain. The billionaire families create the central banking system in the first place. The Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Morgans, the Warburgs. They're joined by tech moguls, PayPal Mafia, Peter Thiel, Dave Sachs, Larry Ellison, and Bezos. And they use military and government-created technology to build their empire. And intelligence agencies and deep state that enforce the distribution of global wealth and resource through covert regime changes and psyops. This is the world we live in now. These are the key players. This is the Proof of Weapons Network. This is who we're fighting. It's bigger than you realize. It's time for a change. Amen. Amen. There's something coming. We need to unite. We have to live by love. I love you. If you voted for a Democrat, I don't care. I love you. If you voted for a Republican, I love you. I spread love to every single person in my life. I refuse to go down into hate. You will not bring me into hate. You will not force me to use violence. I will use love. Love is the answer. Love is the strongest frequency in the game. They want us to use violence. They want us to go their way. If we go their way, they own us. If we choose love, they can't touch us. Don't you understand how powerful it is? They hate the love. They don't want you to be filled with love. This is the battle right now for your mind, for your brain. If you're hateful, if you're doing something hateful, they got you right then. They got you. Don't lower your frequency for anybody. Raise it up. This is what Jesus was telling you. He showed you that they threw stones at him. They pierced him. You know? They didn't help him with the cross, man. They spit on him. As he carried the cross, they spit on him. They ridiculed him. He saved a woman from getting stoned. They ridiculed him. It didn't matter how much good he did. You see what I'm saying? It almost seems like when you try to help society, they alienate you from them. They don't want the help. I try to teach people about Bitcoin for years. I told them that they had to stack Bitcoin. I said it was going $100K. It's $1,000. They told me I was crazy and to get out of their lives. People told me I was disrespectful. They said, how dare you tell me what to do with my money? They said, get away from me. You're a psycho. They told me not to talk. They told me I wasn't good enough. They told me you sucked. They laughed at me. At a party, all my friends told me I was crazy and it was time to give up on Bitcoin. They had an intervention on me and said I was nuts. They said I had a family to look after and I was out of my mind crazy. They said, Sam, you bought Bitcoin at 3,000. Then it went to 20. You didn't sell it. Now it's back at 3,000, Sam. You're insane. I said, no, you're insane. I said, the Federal Reserve will print money to zero. You have to get yourself ready. People thought I was insane. I saw things so early that the average person thought I was crazy. Just like Galileo, just like people that, and I'm not trying to compare myself to the greatest things in sliced bread, but I was able to see things beforehand. And I told you yesterday, I got fired from my job when I tried to help them go remote. They fired me. It always seems like when you help, someone wants to push you away. You spread love, you talk all day, they take you out. You know? It's crazy, man. Today's a different type of stream. We're in a different world today. Things have changed. Everything has changed. You know? Everything has changed after today, man. Never be the same. Shout out to my lifers. I love you all. Someone said spit is a sign of respect in another country. You guys are crazy. Well, you know what? It would never be a sign of respect for me, even if I didn't speak your language, man. I meet an alien, he spits on me. I ain't gonna like it, man. Wow. AVNT is doing damage. Let's take a look at Cookie again there. So I see Cookie breaking out. Fibonacci retracement back to the 786, 886. I mean, how much deeper can you get? This has a use case, everybody, with a higher low. Once this market rips, Cookie is flying back to $40.40, and I see it going to 67. You know what I'm saying? We need to know what the enemies are so we can unmask them fully. We are the family. Never forget that. The society pits us in competition against one another, but we need to lift one another up, not drag your fellow man down 100%. Wow, no BS. I helped everyone in my last job and got fired for nonsense, but it was the push out I needed 100%. You didn't want to be there anyway, man. Around those low volume, low frequency people. Yeah, the demon spitting hated division are the ones to fear. I don't fear anybody. Not with God's love. When they bring chaos to the world, they are scared. Yeah. Exactly. I like what he said. When they bring chaos to the world, it means they're in fear. We have them running in fear. 10,000 views concurrent on the channel. Everybody ripping. We're about to get 1,000 likes here. Hit the like button if you like hearing someone speak their mind, not afraid to tell the truth. No matter what. I'm not afraid to tell the truth no matter what. I am not like everybody else on YouTube. I try to help everyone that crosses my path, and people still hate on me. 100% they do. I receive hate mail all day long sometimes. I got groups of people hating on me in a group. Like, they formed a group to hate on me. Like, it's crazy, man. As I said, Turbo yesterday looks like it's going to break out, but I'm not into it. But it's a good coin with a good community. There's the cup and handle. We're waiting on this rip. Bitcoin has to move for these altcoins to pump. You're not going to get an altcoin pump out of nowhere. Right? Sam, you're the man. Thank you for pulling me out of low frequency. I'm setting new intentions today. You have to, my friend. It's time. It's time. Sam is the champion. Shout out to Underground Crypto, man. I love y'all. I love my whole crew. I love my community. 1,600 people strong. 1,600 people strong right now. Thousands of people watch the live around the world, man. Yeah, when you can't defeat someone's logic, you have to take them out. He was very effective. They take out effective people. Which, I don't want to say what everyone thought, but we all know, right? They take out effective people. If you're effective in moving, if you're effective in getting people motivated, sad to say, you may be, nobody can hate on Lifer without going through me. Shout out to Crypto Billy. And we got the protectors on me, man. And Billy's got connections, man, to the underground. Navy SEALs and all sorts of other stuff. You don't even know who Crypto Billy knows. So that means I'm in a network of protection, man. Like most people would never believe. My pops always told me if they're talking about you, it's their problem. I love that. My mom always said, my mom always said is what they say about you is none of your business. What people say about me is none of my business. I don't need to know. Who gives a dang? I need to know what my peoples that I help think about me. I want to make sure there's the respect and love in the community. We looked at TAI already. Let's take a U.S. Tether dominance. So Tether dominance continuing. We looked at it. It was inside in a symmetrical triangle. And symmetrical triangles mainly dump to the downside. And look how we kind of twisted it down. I don't see why you'd want to be in Tether right now, but what if there's a black swan? It's almost like, could there be a black swan? Shoulder, head, right shoulder to this area here. This is why the big debate about which party the guy was in is so important. And it keeps us guessing. The more we fight against each other, that's why they can't give us his true identity. Exactly. They want us saying he was him and he was that and he was that and he was them. They don't. They want us all pointing fingers at each other, man. Who cares? Who cares? If I live in love, It doesn't matter who he was. You know what I'm saying? I know tomorrow I'm going to live in love, whether he was what he was or not. Whatever he was, I'm going to live in love tomorrow and today and right now. I mean, that's a possible inverted head and shoulder. You see it? Could there be a black swan that pumps tether dominance to the upside? So what you want to see is it looks like we may get a little bump in tether dominance. And then this is that sideways price action. And then right there, the 28th of September, we get the fallout. But it looks like we may get a little bit of sideways price action. If you're talking about you matter enough to occupy their mind and mouth. I love it, right? Live and let live. Can you look at Toshi after this? Didn't we look at Toshi already? I looked at Toshi already. I said it's just, I feel it's going to dump all the way back down. I said, if anything, maybe it makes a flag here. And I said, pull your Fibonacci. It's likely to come all the way back down to the 786. I said, pull a flag above this resistance at 008, right? I already did this in depth. And so if it makes a flag here, then it's worth trading. Looks like it's going to make a head and shoulder and dump. But if it goes sideways, then we can enter here for a swing. That's it. I would only swing it right there. It's likely going to pull back. We did Toshi. Yeah. Oh, yeah, TA, not, oh, I get it. Trust AI. Okay. Funny, I looked at it recently. I did look at TA. What I like is it's above, I like this beat. Riding and we hitting and we spitting and we flipping and we kicking and we getting it and ripping it and spitting it and down with the bottom of the sock. I got my hip hop beats always got to be going, man. I came with a mic and a spit with a right and a K, you know, that's how you would hit you. I can see the rap pattern before, you know, and then you fill it in with the words later on. Anyway, let's take a look at TA Trust. That's how you can hear the flow, right? So look, this king could move up. I'm looking for 13.5888 for the target here. Stay above the 200 moving average though, and get tight. Looks probable. I put an alert on that. Again, I'm not going to be posting tons of altcoins until after FOMC. It's just not how I operate. You see what I'm saying? Live or spin, people still voting how? You're funny. When the life or rat. Oh, it's out there already. Go to Sam Price, Life Elixir. It's out there already. It's on Spotify. People don't even know. I shouldn't even, my team's like, he did it again. But look, Lifer, Sam Price on Apple Music, Sam Price on Spotify, Sam Price on Spotify. There you go, baby. You heard it here first. You didn't even know, did you? You didn't even know. Ha 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 ha. The man of many talents. Okay, let's get back here to the MOODENG. Someone wants that MOODENG. I'll put the alert on TA. I'm not going to post it though. I don't love what's happening today just yet. We're still on a long though on BitTEX. It's up $2. It ain't doing nada surf. Okay, MOODENG. MOODENG had the huge pump. We looked at the pump. It was getting tight. I wanted to see a pump. It did that. Now what? Well, let's take a look. Yeah, the daily just got above the 200 moving average. And it looks like it's in a bit of an Adam and Eve double bottom of sorts. At the end of the day, though, it's just kind of in... I feel like it broke out of this. It broke out of this here to the upside. 24.43. I used the 21, then the 200. Keep a buck. Well, while you fumbling. Yeah, I'd look for that flag to stay above the 21-day moving average above the 200. Just like we talk about. Look for your support or resistance to hold. That would be your area. Pull the Fibonacci. Look for that 618. And that would be the bounce area somewhere in here at about 16.2. Bang, bang, bang. All right. I got money. Oh, come on, man. I'd rip that dude a new one. He can't. I have to be honest. He can't rap. Worst rap. I've heard him. Worst rap ever. I love him, but worst rap ever, man. Come on. It don't work. That's not true. Maybe they took the contract. He said it don't work on Apple Music. Yes, it does. Really? I don't believe that. Let me see. I paid my contract. What you talking? Oh, get that all right now. Boom. All right. I like that dude. He does all those deep dives on people in the media. It's on Apple Music right here. Needs more cowbell. I like it. Congrats on 100K. Bang, bang. Okay. So, yeah, I'll be looking at right there at that key level on MOODENG. All right. And I still got that big bag of hype. Oh, look at that. Nice bounce for Hyper. I just see it going inside of this flag here. And I got a lot of scribbles. I'll just clean it off for you. The bigger picture is this flag breaking out all the way to 68. So I have that still out, right? That's still. And then this turns into a flag and continues to pump. And so far it looks great. Like it's going to do exactly what we've mapped out here. And we're looking to go up to 68 on Hyperliquid. We have quad witching on Friday for the stock market. Quad witching? Now you got me gonna go super croak that. Yeah, and those people that deface that memorial at a college, like, come on, man. Like, what is that? My parents taught me never to be like that. Like, don't use your energy to hate on someone else. If you don't like something, just walk away. Okay, so quadruple witching refers to a quarterly event in the stock market where 4 major types of derivative contracts expire simultaneously on the same day. Stocks index futures, stocks index options, stock options, and single stock futures. This convergence typically happens on the 3rd Friday of March, June, September, and December, leading to the heightened trading activity as investors and trades roll over, close out, and adjust their positions. The term witching originates from the original concept of triple witching, which involved only 3 of these contracts, excluding the single stock futures, which were introduced later. During quad witching days, trading volume often spikes, sometimes by 50% or more, due to the need to settle or reposition these expiring contracts, which can result in increased market volatility, wider bid-ask spreads, and unusual price swings, particularly in the final hour of trading known as the witching hour. While it doesn't always dictate the market's overall direction, it can amplify short-term movements and is closely watched by the traders. So we have quad witching. You just taught me something. Dude, and I thought I knew it all, but I knew I didn't know it all because I don't. Nobody does. So I knew that was impossible. Quad witching. I'm going to send that to the group into the Lifer Bigger Ideas. Everyone, when I have stuff like this, I send it into the ideas section so it's not in the charts so you can understand where you're getting that information from. Wow, quad witching. So Friday's going to be insane. Look at that. Friday is going to be insane. And shout out to Grok. You don't ever have to be, I see people ask stuff in the group and I'm like, why don't they just ask Grok that? Grok answers all my questions. I don't have to Google anymore or ask anyone anything. It tells me where I can buy the best things. Like I needed a jacuzzi. I asked Grok where the best place to buy the jacuzzi was. It gave me all the dimensions. It gave me tips and tricks. It made me things I didn't think about. It told me to measure it for certain reasons and go over here and find out what. It's just like, it says, you want me to contact them for you? You want me to give you the numbers? I can find out 2 more people. Let me know how I can extend the search for you. It's like a virtual assistant, man. It's unbelievable. If you're not using Grok or some type of AI on a daily basis, you're going to fall off. I'm going to produce faster than you. I'm going to create more than you. It's just going to happen. So it's up to you. But if you and that's why AI, don't be scared of AI. Harness AI. Use it to your advantage. Use it to your advantage. Okay? So we got a nothing burger on stream today. I made 20, I lost $100 and then I made 20 bucks. I lost $80 on stream today. So far. Can we get the bounce? The liquidation levels on Bookmap say we're going higher. Say we're going to liquidate these people above us at 17.5 and 120,000 and then go to an all-time high, 122K and ride off into the sunset. I see an all-time high before I see a break of 114. I'll tell you that. But again, anything is possible. I'm going to be back today at 2 p.m. where we're going to bang it out and go over what happens with Jer Powell and the Fed. All right? So funny. Funny, dude. Nadler calls Charlie Kirk Charlie King. So crazy, man. These guys got to get them out of office. Thank God he's retiring. He's out. He says, you know, finally, he says, I'm going to give someone of a younger generation the voice. Yeah, I would say so. I also believe, though, politicizing the murder of Charlie Kirk to go after free speech is not, you know what? I actually agree with him for the first time. I agree with him. Like, free speech is important, man. Right? He's not seeking re-election, though, thank the Lord. Anyway, God bless everybody here on the channel. I love you all. I'm a true American that's here for you. I love you. I want you to have a beautiful life, no matter who you are, no matter what your beliefs are, as long as they aren't damning to kids and families and people that want to create love and happiness. I love you. And if you're struggling with your identity, your sexuality, who you are, I love you. There is an answer. Most of the time, if you're struggling with who you are inside, working out, getting into nature, and finding that balance will clear you. Realize that you're not, submit to God. Realize there's a higher power in this earth working through you. And let God work through you. God works through me every single day. Someone writes me a message saying, man, I was really sad today, but your stream brought me up. I have a job every day to show up in a positive manner and to educate you guys and girls. That's what God gave me this gift for. Like, I don't know why I'm on YouTube. Like, I don't know. I don't have all the answers for you guys. I don't know why I made it here or why I got chosen for it all. I believed it was what I went after, but the world also helped me get here, right? Each and every one of you helped me get here. I didn't know I was going to get this far. I tried as hard as I could. Some people hate on me for what I've done. I didn't even know it was going to happen. I didn't even know this would happen. And it did. I didn't know I'd get $179 in chat revenue today. I didn't know this many people would show up and say they loved me. I didn't know this channel would go the way it went. I had no clue, but I had faith. What Crypto Billy talks about is that I had faith in my channel, in myself, and in each and every one of you. He says, the beauty of my story is the fact that I didn't know what was going to happen to me, but I still put everything I had into it. I believed that somehow if I put everything in, I was going to win, and I knew I would. People that are successful, there was no guarantees we were going to make it. Nobody told us with a crystal ball that it was waiting for us on the other side. We gave up everything. We took huge risks to do what I do with my life. I took huge risks, everybody. I gave it all up. If this didn't work, I don't know. I would have figured something out, but dang, I love you all. I appreciate you all. And I can't wait to see you back at FOMC. I just want you to understand how passionate I am about all this and how much I love you. May God bless everyone here on the stream. I thank you so much for being amazing. And I'll see you all at 2 p.m. for the Fed rate cut. Eagles can't soar without a bunch of turkeys, amen. Love you, Sammy. You're the best. Keep spreading the love. I will. Amen. Shout out to Crypto Billy, Rave Song Records, Love Learning, Armenian Friend, Lindsay Lins, and all the people that are there for me and all the people that hold me down. It's not easy to show up every single day. I'll tell you that. Some days you wonder and you question yourself. When you people support me, when you send in these super chats and these stories, you give me the gas to keep coming back tomorrow. I love you all. Thank you so much. The secret to success is getting started. Stay squared up. Stay ready to go. Where my life is at, baby. Let's go. Life is unite. I love you all. I'll see you at 2 p.m. Let's go. Crypto is life.